What's going on, everyone? Darkwater here, and welcome back to Airport CEO. Yes, we are starting a new airport recreation, and as voted by you guys, we are going to be doing Chicago O'Hare International Airport, and I am terrified on this one, quite frankly, because it is a massive airport. Yes, I know, the airport's closed, we've got no air traffic controller, we don't have a runway. Calm down, game. And you know what? It's going to be that kind of a series. I get it. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with you notifications. Yeah, it's going to be that kind of a series. The airport itself is absolutely massive. I've spent quite a bit of time trying to see how we're going to cram it all into this small space. This is the large map, so it's got the 6 tiles, the middle starting tile. But before we get too deep into the build itself, let's jump over to Google Maps and we'll take a look at the airport itself. Alright, so we'll take a larger look here, and we'll kind of go through a little bit of the history coming off of Wikipedia and a few other sources to find out more about the O'Hare International Airport. So we've got the big city of Chicago. I've never been there myself. The closest I've been is down over here to Gary, Indiana. But northwest of downtown is Chicago O'Hare, and apparently the UPS store and Smoothie King. Can't get rid of those for whatever reason, but the UPS store opens at 8 o'clock tomorrow if you need to start to drop off some of your early Christmas shipping. But this is a massive airport, and again, a little on the leery side. The IATA code is ORD. So we'll run through a little bit of the history of it, and the history kind of starts down over here. So this airport is Chicago Midway, which was originally known in 1926 as the Chicago Municipal Airport. The city of Chicago realized, hey, we're going to need more space than what we currently have. I assume it was probably pretty landlocked, just like it is now. And so they ended up looking at some of the empty land that's no longer empty out here, and they found the Douglas aircraft manufacturing plant that was up here. And next to that was a bunch of empty space known as Orchard Place. It was a small German-American farming community. So they've got the Douglas manufacturing plant that was here, and during World War II, they were obviously busy. After World War II ended, the contract with Douglas ended, and Douglas ended up moving its headquarters to Santa Monica, California. At that point, the airport took on the name of Orchard Field Airport and was assigned the IATA code of ORD. However, in 1949, the city renamed the airport O'Hare Airport in honor of Edward Butch O'Hare, the Navy's first flying ace and Medal of Honor recipient in World War II. But the IATA code remained unchanged, which gives Chicago O'Hare being one of the few IATA codes that have no connection to the airport or the city. So that was in the late 1940s, and throughout 1950s, the U.S. Air Force was using it as not a primary fighter base, but was using this to do a lot of flights, training flights, active duty flying out of here. It was the home of the 62nd Fighter Interceptor Squadron. But as the 50s were wrapping up, the U.S. Air Force need for the airport started to diminish, and commercial air flights out of here started to increase. So they had one terminal, and then in the late 50s, early 1960s, They opened up terminals 2 and 3, as well as completing the expressway, the Kennedy Expressway, which I believe is this one that'll run you from the airport to downtown Chicago. And so that will definitely help the influx of people coming in. In addition to that, the city was realizing that with the larger jetliners needed longer runways, and Midway couldn't handle a larger runway than what they currently had. So the 707s and the DC-8s ended up moving up here. So Midway's traffic started to decrease significantly, almost down to basically zero. And O'Hare started serving upwards of 10 million passengers annually. And that's in, what, 1960s? So it was pretty busy. 1955, whenever they started to do a lot more flights out of here, they ended up only with 4 runways at the time. They've increased that, obviously. 1980s, some of the airlines that were using Chicago O'Hare as a hub ended up departing, including TWA and Delta. Delta had Concourse L right here, and that was their own concourse. But because the expenses of Chicago O'Hare, they ended up departing as well. United and American Airlines still operate as Chicago O'Hare's as a hub. 85 to 87, they being United, developed 2 new concourses in Terminal 1, which is these 2 here. So this is considered Terminal 1. And then when they were doing this, they had to relocate a lot of the international flights. And for all the international facilities, ended up being at the bottom of this parking garage, which was called, quote-unquote, Terminal 4. And then once they finished up everything, they were relocated over here to Terminal 5. So this is primarily international, but there are some domestic flights out of there, but we will get to all of that here in just a minute. They are currently during the 2000s, they did rework the runways. There are now 6, 3 on the south side parallel, 3 on the north side parallel, and then 2 crosswind, 1 here and down there. I'll cover those in just a minute. In 2018, they've got a new plan for some new terminals. So they want to build 2 all-new satellite concourses southwest of Concourse C, and then expand Concourse or Terminal 2 and 5 with additional gates. And so they're going to be doing even more expansion. Looks like the project's going to add over 3 million square feet to the airport's terminals, new custom processing centers, and a whole bunch of new shops. So let's kind of zoom in and kind of cover what we're going to be looking at here. You've got Terminal 1, which is, again, mostly United. There's some international flights that do fly out of the terminal. Again, United Airlines, Lufthansa, and All Nippon Airways fly out of here. Terminal 1 contains 52 gates, 2 concourses. Concourse B on the right-hand side with apparently the Smoothie King. Concourse C on the left-hand side. Sliding a little bit more south here, you've got Terminal 2, used mostly for United Express and some mainline United flights, as well as Air Canada, Alaska, JetBlue. Contains 41 gates, two concourses, E and F. Then you slide over here to Terminal 3. Have to zoom out, apparently. Terminal 3, used by American, Spirit, as well as international departure for Iberia and Japan Airlines, contains 80 gates on 4 concourses. So you've got G down here diagonally. You've got H and K. And then you've got L and the rest of L. So you've got L down here, and then you got the where Delta used to fly out as their hub. And then over here, this giant one is Terminal 5, used for Delta Frontier Southwest, as well as all international flights, except for a handful that I've mentioned before. It's also used for the non-pre-cleared international arrivals, and it contains the airport's sole U.S. Customs and Border facilities, has 40 gates, all of them labeled M, as in Mike. So terminals 1, 2, and 3 are all connected by a single walkway. Terminal 5 is on its own. There is a shuttle that runs every 15 minutes from 5 to 1, 2, and 3. We might have to do a little bit of tweaking, connecting up the two, possibly doing just kind of an underground walkway between the two, because I've got a feeling the game's going to freak out, but we'll cross that bridge down the line here. As for what else we're looking at, we've got the air traffic control tower right down here. There we go. You've got it within the UPS store. You've got this, what is it? It's the Hilton Chicago O'Hare. Giant parking garage, surface parking as well. Pick up, drop off. Again, there are 2 different levels. We'll have to cross that bridge as well. As for zooming out, runways. As I mentioned before, there are 3 on the south side. There's 10 left right here. There's 10 center and 10 right down here. 10 left is 13,000 feet. 10 center is 10,800, and the 10 right is 7,500. We go to the northern side. You've got 9 right, 9 center. Those are both just over 11,000 feet in length. And then way up here, you've got 9 left, which is, again, 75. Running crosswind, you've got 4 left. And down over here, you got 4 right. Running through the last little facts about the airport, you've got top destinations, 1 to 10, 1 being the top. Just going to run the list real quick. You've got LA, New York, LaGuardia, Denver, Orlando, San Francisco, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Sky Harbor, Dallas, Fort Worth, Newark, and Atlanta. Internationally, also 1 to 10 is going from Cancun, London Heathrow, Mexico City, Toronto Pearson, Frankfurt, Delhi, Munich, Dublin, Istanbul, and Guadalajara, Mexico. As for the market share of the airlines, you've got United, which has almost 40% of the market share, American Airlines with 25%, SkyWest Airlines at 8%, followed by Envoy Air, Spirit, and 18% being other. So Chicago O'Hare, one of the busiest airports, and it is massive. And that is a little daunting. I've spent quite a while trying to map out how we're going to build all this, and it's going to be very cramped, to say the least. We're going to go with the normal large map, the 6 tiles. We're going to have 2 runways on the bottom. They're both going to be large, and I think we're going to squeeze one at the top. I could expand the concourses by getting rid of the one at the top, but I think the ballpark number is probably in the high 50s, low 60s for gates. There's over 200 in actual. I don't know how well things are going to go with 2 runways and 60 gates, so I'm going to put the 3rd runway at the top. Other things. Police is going to be is right here. Fire station's right here. You've got the fuel depot, which is way up here. You've got some hangars up here. That is not going to be there. We're going to have to move those around because the way it's going to be laid out, there's going to be space on the bottom right, which down over here, you've got basically a lot of your catering depots are down over in this corner. So we'll have catering, waste depot, and fuel depot all down here. It's going to have to be that because of how massive this is, how many gates there are, and just trying to squeeze everything in. This is going to be U-shaped. It's going to be Terminal 1 and Terminal 3 are going to be parallel to each other with Terminal 2 in the middle. I could try and do the angles, but again, with the size of it, it's going to have to just be in parallel. 2 is going to be in parallel to the runways on the bottom. And then 5 will be kind of over on its side. All the gates, with the exception of 2, are going to be medium. Again, it's space, size. The international will all be in Terminal 5. I'm probably going to do the vast majority of this as international. Southwest and a couple others do fly out of here, so I might make this portion as domestic and everything else international. And we will have 2 large stands handling some of the large international flights. So quite a lot to deal with. Maybe we'll get the Smoothie King in there. We will definitely see. But let's jump back into Airport CEO and let's get a build-in. Okay, so we are back again. The 6 standard tiles for the large map, starting with the center one. I think ideally I'd like to probably start with this one, but that's fine. We can go with that. Definitely want to get research started here real quick. Can we... Oh. How about we hire some administrators first? How about we see if we can get some quality administrators first? That answer might be no. CFO, COO. We'll go from there. Can I have administrator? I know I don't have an air traffic control tower still. We're also going to need people as well. People being contractors. Okay, can I research? Because I want to get commercial going immediately, because we're going to need the cash. No admins at the airport. Can I still research, though? Oh, I can. Hey, they're working from home today. Okay. That's why their happiness is at 100%. Working from home and hanging out. So, the general plan. Large runway at the bottom, a second large runway next to that. We'll have Terminal 1 over on the left-hand side, so you'll have C, you'll have B, concourses. Terminal 2 will be down here with E and F. I think it was F. Yeah, E and F. Over here, you'll have G running diagonally, and then leading up to Terminal 3, where you've got the other kind of Y-shaped one with, I think it's K and L. L coming off there, and then up the very top, you'll have the other concourse L, where the Delta flights were flying out of, and then at the very top, another large runway. And then over on the far right side, kind of a L-shaped for the Terminal 5. And again, all the infrastructural stuff, the waste depot, fuel depot, all of that over down here. Even though some of it's down here, the other part of it's way up here, but I don't own way up here, so we're going to kind of stick with what we got. Hey, performance reports, that's exciting. I don't really have performance right now, so that's great. Airport's still closed. I don't have contractors, so let's get Brinkley. What do we got? 111. We'll take them. Let's go ahead and deploy the contractors because we're going to get a building. Oh, apparently we got commercial flights. Let's keep the research train going. I do want medium aircraft fairly soon. But let's get extended commercial license. Let's get night flights first. That's shorter. So we'll get that going, and let's start to build. I want to first of all move the world entrance. We're gonna move it over to say here. Get a public road going up. So somewhere over here. I don't know. That'll work. Go ahead and get the contract site and the delivery site over there. Once this is all taken care of, we'll get rid of this. Did I not deploy contractors? I thought I did. I did not. Continue to kind of hire admin. I don't remember what we actually hired. CFO, I think we've got a COO. Strategy we could use. HR we could use. Procurement. Does that round out the staff? Yeah. That's fine. Okay, so you guys are building away. I really want this to be day, quite frankly. Night flights is slow on the go. That's okay. If you are new, and this is the first recreation video that you've seen, and you're interested in continuing the series, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you're new, quirks about the way I play. I do run everything through just the standard game, not sandbox. I have an idea on a sandbox series, but that's going to come down the road. But I enjoy the challenge of the financial aspects of things and occasionally running out of money. I try to avoid taking out loans. I used to take them out a lot. In recent series, I've tried to cut back on that. I also don't use the planning tool that often. Occasionally I will. But I don't use it that often because I enjoy making the mistakes and then trying to rectify it. I also have a tendency of using Terminal Foundation as my handy-dandy ruler, so we're going to actually use that. I went into Sandbox to see if I could get the layout even remotely doable. And so I've got kind of what I think will be okay, but I'm not 100% on that. We'll kind of deal with it on the go. But what I'm putting in right now, this Terminal Foundation, is actually part of Terminal 2. This is where Terminal 2 is going to sit. This is kind of the right half. The left half is going to obviously be over here. So, unlike most of the other series that I've done, this is staying put. Most of the time I'll just start off with just doing a random section of terminal and then at some point having to bulldoze it and start elsewhere. But this is going to be kind of where's the road? There it is. This is going to be a little bit different because we can pretty much roll Terminal 2 as soon as we pick up this tile and just build it out immediately. The plan is to kind of keep this. We'll do a little bit of small commercial. That's why I wanted the commercial, because you can get a little bit more cash up with those. So we'll get some small flights to get us enough money to unlock that tile. Then we'll get the medium runway down here just as kind of a temporary runway. And we'll get Terminal 2 basically up and running as fast as we can with a couple of medium stands. But let's kind of focus on getting an income stream here, because we're going to need the cash. We're going to start off with a small grass runway. Will that fit? Okay. Added the road and wasn't sure if whether or not that would fit. I'm almost tempted to do a second one, because in series past I've had a tendency of needing a second one. We'll go with what we have for right now. So we'll do that. We'll do that. If I do a grass, take it across over to like there. Where do these stands end up sitting? Okay, that's fine. I can deal with that. Give me a grass line, because we're going to actually have to connect you, aren't we? We'll do that. And since we're doing commercial, we will need security, so we'll just come across like this, like that. And there is our friendly Bessie the cow. We'll get some check-in desks right away. We've got administrators waiting to be let into the building, and I don't have a door, I've just realized. That seems problematic. Do a large door. I do not have the map pulled up because I don't think I would necessarily need it at this juncture. But if you do want to follow along at home, Fly Chicago is the website. That page will take you to the option for both Chicago O'Hare as well as Midway Airport. So if you want to follow along whenever I'm starting to build stuff, that's where you can find everything. Night flights. You know what? Give me cafes. I'm going to add that in. Hopefully, if you caught the last series in Alaska, weird glitch, but I was making money hand over fist real fast. And I don't know why, but it got to the point that people were getting stuck. In line, and they weren't able to actually make their flights because they were stuck in line because there were so many people wanting to buy stuff. So let's get commercial flights. We've got 215. Go ahead and get some small boarding desks in here. We'll do them this way, because we are going to see if we can cram some more small some more small gates in here. We're gonna need security. We'll do a small security checkpoint. I guess we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Why not? We'll do an exit. Baggage will probably happen fairly fast as well, since this is going to be Terminal 2, and once we get everything else hooked up and going... Oh, people. People's the thing. So that'll probably happen fairly early on as well. I know a lot of times I'll hang on to baggage and then kind of do the entire airport kind of in one shot. But we'll probably do Terminal 2 fairly fast. I'm just going to hire a bunch of people. I may not need them right now, but we'll make sure we get people hired. I'm sure I'm going to need a ton of janitors because I never have enough janitors. Dennis, come on. Same with ramp agents. O'Hare does seem to have quite a bit of automated check-ins, so we'll be adding a lot of those. We've got cafes available. You did not auto-connect. It's weird because sometimes they'll auto-connect, sometimes they won't. With the airport, there will come different points once this becomes a significantly larger airport. There we go, English. I will have to adjust. Are you guys good? Go ahead and turn the runway on. I need an air traffic control tower. The air traffic control tower is going to sit right in this corner. Literally right here. So once we get the large one, that'll end up going in there as well. But at some point in gameplay settings, I will crank the passenger flight ratio down as we get more and more people coming through. Because by dropping that down, the amount of people per flight shrinks, and that helps gameplay considerably. Just waiting on you guys to build there. We do have cafe restaurant, so let's get a quick food room, shall we? Again, this is not going to live here for very long. We'll do that, we'll do that. Just basic, generic, Bell Bear it is, why not? So maybe we can get some people coming through. Got a bunch of staff that's just kind of hanging out. Are we able to? Yes. Turn general aviation off. Commercial flights on. We're going to come in here. Operations. We're going to open up the airport. I'm going to leave general aviation off for right now. We'll go ahead and turn on ramp agent service and check what we're working on. Give me the floor construction permit. That's going to be something I'm going to want right off too once we get the other tile in here. Oh, I didn't actually finish connecting stuff, did I? Oop, there we go. Lovely. I kind of want that to go the other direction. That's too common. That's... oh. Okay, close, flip, open. I said open. There we go. So you guys are all good to go. Let's get ourselves some flights, shall we? I do still have the same real airlines in there. Again, since we don't have the medium, it's not kicked through. But Southwest, United, American, all of those will be showing up at some point in the near future. But we'll pull these two for right now. Vehicles we don't need right now. Staff we're okay. We could probably train you guys up. Let's go ahead and turn the auto planner on. Actually, let's turn the auto planner off for a second. You're not offering me anything. Well, we'll turn the auto planner on to see if we can get some flights going here. Well, we are at 89,000. We can definitely use some flights. I think we've got some people about to come through. There we go. We got people being let off. People immediately coming over and getting some food. Just don't feed the cow, please. Give me a staff zone. I don't know where baggage is going to sit. I kind of was thinking about putting a staff room down here, just doing kind of a formal staff room for breaks and whatnot, but I don't actually know where that's going to sit. But I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. There's a high probability that this is going to move at some point. Staff, we'll get a few desks in here for the admin. And if maybe somebody wants to check their email, they can do that too. Put a wall over here, kind of separating the area. And then, how about a trash can? We'll do one outside, and then we'll do one over in this corner. And how about some modern sofas? Just so you guys have some place to sit for right now, because there you go. Yeah, I know he can't pass through because he's sitting in a wall. We have our first flights, though. And it's starting to rain a little bit. But we've off to a good start. We've got permanent structure, which I'm kind of excited about. And, hopefully, we will start to make money. There we go. Look at that. Making a grand. But I think this is going to be a good place to leave the first episode. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys for being here, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in Airport CEO. And as always, hope you guys have yourselves a great day.